every word between my ear and my mouth to conform to a national standard. I went to Germany for an exchange year. I took a ferry to Bergen, Norway. I was visiting Scandinavians I had met on my community access TV show. I'm walking around Bergen and taking pictures, but in northern latitudes it gets dark really early. What's a guy to do with so much time and so little money? Of course, the public library. So I make my way through the brush and walk in and see a sign that my adolescent juvenile mind giggles at, even though my German trained mind says this just means non-fiction literature. So I grabbed some books that conform to this evil pun and asked a girl who looked like the dark-haired one in the Human League, not the guy, the girl. You want me, baby, right? I asked her to take a picture of me. She obliges. She says, do you want to get coffee? Do I want to get coffee? So we're talking, one led thing to another, one thing didn't lead to another, but I had this vision it was going to be like in the film Before Sunrise, which was an odd vision because the film didn't come out for another 10 years. She says, you seem lonely. I've got to go meet my mom now, but I'll take you to the broken payphone so you can call your family. We walk into the sunset to a parking garage. In the stairwell is this payphone with a woman shouting Arabic into it for the next hour. Finally, it's my turn. I walk up, put in 4 krona, I call my parents. I call my school. My favorite teacher gets my best friend out of class, who gets my second best friend, and so on and so on. The French teacher says, so, Jason, you found one of the free phones of Europe. Did you hear about the car in Vienna? Yeah, these Americans rented it years ago and abandoned it, and now one backpacker after another just uses it and ditches it. We're talking. I call my parents again. Finally, no one wants to talk to me because it's Halloween. Who knew? I'm trying to fight off the thirst, the cold, the fatigue. I hang up and head for the train station, except I don't head for the train station because I'm locked in the parking garage. Don't want to get in any cars. Look suspicious. I walk up and down the stairwell reading a German novel out loud for homework, hoarsely trying to keep warm. I finally remember heat rises. I go to the 5th floor landing, fall asleep. I'm awakened by the janitor, or I wake myself up running down the stairs to get the morning train. It's a dreary, bleary, sleepy trip to Stockholm, where I meet my friend Lars, who'd been an exchange student, whose mom worked for the phone company. I couldn't believe this, right? This phone, I had put in the 4 krona and I had gotten 6 krona back at the end of 6 hours and 15 minutes. I nonchalantly ask her, how much does a phone call to America cost, by the way? She tells me, says, oh yeah, it's the same from Norway. I figure out my call would have cost $815, which is worth twice as much now, right? Yeah, worth, right? 1 minute left, guys. Worth in the age of Skype. There is no worth in international communication. Yay! But I'm here to talk about accent. See, I learned from that first free call I made to my mom. Hello, you'll never guess where I am. I'm in Bergen, Norway. I didn't feel the love coming through the line that I normally get from my mom. She finally interrupted me and said, son, if I wanted to hear a TV announcer, I'd turn on the news. I want to talk to my son, put him on. So by turning my back on my mother tongue, I was turning my back on my mother and on my old Kentucky home. So, when you're on campus, when you're at a restaurant in Brookings, and they say, do you want to pay with cash or credit? Proudly say, no, hobo-do. But remember, they don't accept hobo-do at places that offer fine dining. Don't lose your accent, y'all. My father's favorite joke is not me, but rather the Kentuckian who goes to Yale and says, excuse me, could you please tell me where the library is at? The reply, my dear fellow, here at Yale, we do not end sentences with a preposition. Oh, the Kentuckian says, excuse me, could you tell me where the library is at? Asshole.